The Paris Metro can be a breeze for families if you're well prepared and ready for a bit of adventure. In this video, I'll be guiding you through the process of buying tickets, getting through the turnstile, finding your platform, and getting on that train without getting separated from your family. Hi guys, I'm Ryan, and I just got back with my wife, my 6-year-old son, and his grandparents from an amazing 5-day trip to Paris. Learning how to use the metro before you get there is going to lead to such a better vacation for you. That's exactly what we're going to go over here. I'm going to give you all the details, step by step, from leaving your Airbnb to arriving at your final destination. I decided to divide this video into 7 kind of key parts or categories as you think about riding the metro. Step 1 happens before you've even left your accommodation. Pull out your cell phone, open up Apple Maps or Google Maps, and type in the destination you want to get to. Click on the navigation bar that says public transit, and that's going to tell you specifically how to walk from your accommodation to the closest metro stop. It'll also explain to you what metro line to get on, what direction train you need to go on, and it's really pretty amazing how good technology has gotten in the last couple of years. It makes riding the Paris Metro so much easier than it was even just 5 years ago. Step number 2 happens when you get to the main metro station itself. There's 2 main ways that you can buy tickets as of recording this video, and those are either downloading the official RAPT app for the Metro Transit system, or the way that I actually recommend for families is buying a reloadable Navigo Easy card directly from the kiosks at the metro stations themselves. The reason I recommend those cards for families is if you're traveling with young kids who don't have cell phones, you can't load 2 different travelers' tickets onto the same cell phone. So for younger kids without cell phones, they're going to need those reloadable Navigo Easy transit cards. So you can buy those at any metro station. You just walk up, go to the ticket kiosk window, so an automated machine, hit English, and then you can go through the prompts for buying those cards. Those Navigo Easy cards do cost €2, but they're reloadable. So basically, as you go on more trips, you can either reload them at the kiosk machines, or you can download that app and you can actually use the app to reload onto those Navigo Easy cards themselves. Step number 3 for using the metro is specifically using those cards you just purchased to actually tap through the turnstiles and get onto the metro. We found that my son absolutely loved to tap his own card, but we always made sure that we had a parent being the last one to go through, just in case there were any issues with the card. Hooray, you've officially made it underground onto the Paris Metro. Now your next step is to find where your metro line that is leaving from. So just look for signs on the walls. It's going to point you to like Metro Line 10, and you just follow those signs to where you need to go. Now the part that gets a little bit more complex, especially if this is your first time traveling on a metro, is specifically figuring out which direction you need to go on that metro line. My wife, she actually grew up in Chicago, and she rode the L as a kid all the time. So riding a metro, riding a subway system is like second nature to her. Now for me, this was all foreign and new. And so let me try to explain what you need to figure out. So basically a Paris Metro goes from one terminus to another terminus way across on the other side of the city. And so you need to know which direction your train is traveling in. You need to know which way your train is specifically going, what terminus it's going to end at. So on Google Maps or Apple Maps, it actually will tell you the direction. So you need to figure out what direction your train is going in. You're going to look for overhead signs, and you'll see on there that it says specifically train going in this direction, that terminus stop, and you'll know you're going in the right directions. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. If I can do it, so can you. For some families, they may find that the next step, step 5, of actually boarding that train can be one of the most stressful parts of using the entire metro system. Main thing that I'd recommend is when you do arrive at your platform, walk down to a relatively empty part of the platform so you're not in a large group of people. From there, make sure that your family has communicated and that you guys are going to act with confidence. When the train pulls up, let the people who are going to get off the train get off first, and then you guys all move in unison and get onto that train. I always make sure that a parent is acting as kind of the sweeper. They're the last one on the train to make sure that no kids get separated. Now, if a kid or a family member was to get separated, you've got a couple of options here. The first one, for a kid, I'm always going to teach them the freeze technique. So basically, if a kid, worst case scenario, didn't get on that train and the train pulls away, make sure that you've talked to your children and tell them to freeze, to back up, to sit against the wall. And what the parents are going to do is they're going to ride the train, get off at the next stop, go up and over, hop on the train back the other direction, hop off, and meet back up with that kid. So I think for young kids, that's the best plan. Now, if you were to get separated from an adult, plan that everybody knows where your final destination is, and the person that gets separated will just hop on the next train, and you'll meet up at your final destination. Do keep in mind, once you've used the metro a few times, it gets less stressful. People who ride the metro often know that people need to get on that train, and it's amazing how many people can squeeze into even a train that looks relatively tight. So just make sure you act with confidence, get your whole family on, and don't leave anyone behind. Hooray! You made it on the train. No one got separated. Now you're ready to find your final destination. So once you're on the train, I'd highly recommend trying to get a seat. I've found that most locals and tourists, if you're traveling with kids and grandkids, they're probably going to offer you up a seat. And then at that point, you just need to track the number of stops before your destination. So you can either do that by looking at your cell phone. That'll have the number of stops listed right on there, the names. And then you can also look, if you wanted to, you can look and point out to your kids up above the doors on each metro. There's going to be a metro line map that will tell you what, you'll be able to see what station you're at now and where you want to get off at. So fun game we like to do as a family is kind of track the metro stations as we're going along. So we'll watch and read the names of the metros as we pull into each station. It's going to be in big lettering that you should be able to read from the train. And then the key thing for us is I'm always communicating with the family when we're one stop away, because that's going to allow us to all move again in unison and with confidence to get off the train. Now, as you approach your stop and the train pulls into the station, one key thing here with the Paris Metro, on many of the older lines, the doors don't open automatically. So if you're the first person, you actually have to lift the handle and kind of pull it to the side, and then the doors will pop open, or there might be a button to push. On the newer train lines that are automated, those doors should just open on their own. But again, I'd make sure everybody move with confidence, everybody gets off that train, have an adult be the sweeper, so they're the last ones off the train. They make sure all the kids and grandparents are off that train. And at that point, you're ready to start looking for the exit. All right, guys, you're almost there. Your whole family made it off the train. No one got separated. Now it's just time to find the exit. So the exits are going to be labeled really well in the Paris Metro. You're just looking for signs that say sortie. And you can also look on your phone app. It's pretty cool. It'll actually tell you which exit to take. You will find that some of the bigger metro stations, they actually have multiple exits to get out of. It's not a big deal if you can't figure out exactly what exit to take. All of them are going to take you back above ground. They just might pop you out in a slightly different location. So once you're above ground, you can get your Maps app back out and reorient yourself, figure out where you are. So what I've really found is that the Paris Metro is such a great way for families to get around the city. It takes this huge city of Paris and it really makes it so much smaller and so much easier to get around on. I think the first few times you use the Metro, it can be pretty stressful for a family, but once you master it, man, Paris just becomes such a beautiful place to go and visit. So I hope you're able to use these steps and enjoy the Metro with your family the next time you visit. If you do still have question marks of if the Paris Metro is going to work well for your family, you may want to take a look at this video right here. It's where I actually go into really specific details of who maybe should avoid the Metro and things to really keep in mind as you're preparing to take the Metro. But if you do have any questions about using the Paris Metro, feel free to put them in the comments below and I'd be happy to answer those for you all. Otherwise, don't forget to be kind and love everybody. We'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.